So last night, while most of the Ukraine was trying to sleep, Russia launched one of the most intense attacks of the entire war. At least 16 people were killed and more than 100 others were injured. And Russia targeted Ukraine with massive waves of drones. Those hit on Wednesday and Thursday morning. And honestly, the scale of this assault is something we need to talk about. Russia launched nearly 700 drones and 19 ballistic missiles. There were cruise missiles as well, and according to President Zelensky himself, it was not a small targeted strike, it was a full-scale overnight bombardment that was designed to overwhelm Ukraine's defenses and to terrorize its people. Ukraine's air defense, they were working, and it is actual because the armed forces, they managed to shoot down 636 Russian drones over the course of the night. Here's the brutal reality. Zelensky said Ukraine shot down some of the missiles, then he paused and added, unfortunately, not all. And the ones who got through, they hit real people, real homes, and real families there. Let's go city by city because each one of these numbers, they represent a human life. In the capital Kyiv, rescuers, they pulled out a mother and a child from the ruins of a 16-story residential building that collapsed in the central Podolsky district. Among those were a 12-year-old boy. Zelensky personally addressed this, saying, "My condolences to the families and the loved ones." A Kyiv resident named Olena Kapustin, who survived the drone hit on her building with her son, reporters told she was completely shaken. She said she feared for her country and for the child. She also mentioned that this was actually the second time their apartment block had been struck. In Odesa, the southern port city, 9 people were killed, 23 others were injured. Residential buildings, infrastructure, critical facilities, they suffered a severe damage. Even a civilian cargo vessel was set on fire by the drone attack. In Dnipro, 3 people were killed, and in cities like Milkovai and Kherson, entire communities were left without power overnight. Now here's the context that makes this even more alarming. This attack comes right after the short Easter ceasefire. The peace talks were completely at a standstill. Just days before this happened, Zelensky had been traveling across Europe, either to Germany, Norway, Italy. He was urgently searching for more air defense systems because Ukraine cannot match the sophistication of US Patriot systems on its own. So there is another layer to this. As Ukraine fears that the ongoing conflict, it involves Iran as draining stockpiles of advanced American-made defense systems that Ukraine desperately needs. So Russia is essentially attacking at the exact moment, and Ukraine is facing the most vulnerable in the skies. Zelensky's message after the attack was direct and firm. He said, "Another night has proven that Russia does not deserve any easing of global policy or lifting sanctions. Russia is betting on war, and the response must be exactly that." And Ukraine's foreign minister, he also called these strikes as war crimes that must be stopped and their perpetrators held accountable. This war is not winding down. Nights like this one, it proves it is far from over. People of Ukraine are waking up every single morning not knowing what part of the city has been hit while they were sleeping. Subscribe for more.